Live streaming is on.
Greetings and welcome to Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I will be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for watching Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts. If you are watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunt Hangar Forum member to find the link to attend the after party. Now, here at Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunt Hangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. Now, if you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Sunset Mary Foxtrot, SMF. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunt Hangar will not approve you. If you are inclined to not come in and just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or state your comments in the chat box, and I will do my best to make your comments a part of the show. Now, understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself, so be patient. I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comment. Now, if you enjoy the Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts or the many building videos that Sparky does on this platform, and you find them informative and enjoyable, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share the videos. That helps the channel grow. Even your comments help the channel grow. Please consider joining our YouTube channel membership, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And you just hit the join button. When you see the YouTube channel, there's a join button. Just hit that. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bells and select all notifications so that whether myself or Sparky comes on, you'll be notified. Okay. Now, with your memberships, you'll get special badges on the YouTube chat, and you also get unlimited replay of member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a question and answer show for members only. You can also use the super chat, which is located at the bottom of the YouTube chat box, to make donations. Only problem is that's only available during the live stream, so it's important for you to make a note that Monday and Friday evenings at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, that's when the show begins. And during that time is when you can hit the super chat and make a donation, which is not like a subscription, but the YouTube membership is at $4.99 a month, again, which is only less than 17 cents a day. And you get excellent information here. I mean, we have some great people that come on, and I'm hoping we can get even more. I want to ask you to please keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words you wouldn't say around your children or grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to post the link. I'm going to turn my attention to the Stunt Hangar Forum side, and let me post the link. So that's posted. Hopefully that'll show up shortly. And let me see what's going on live on the, hey, Tom Rammel. Hey, the like is from me. Thank you very much, Tom. And so there's someone else out there. I also posted a like. Thank you very much. Right now we have 3 concurrent viewers, and we're off and running. So let me reposition my screens here. There we go. Okay. All right. So looks like everything is going well, but I'm the only one in here, and that's okay. I actually started it just a little bit early for a change. So I'm going to. Anyways, I went flying today with 3 other friends. Went flying with Joe Mata, Keith Miller, and Stuart Mossman, and combination of combat planes and stunt planes, and unbelievably hot and humid. Well, probably not compared to Florida, but humid for our weather. I mean, I was sweating, which is, I don't always sweat out here, where your hat is all wet and stuff. So it was a little bit humid today, but really hot. I mean, it was 98 degrees when I was flying today. 98 degrees. This is April. It's that's not usual. So that's not typical of April. So I don't know what I'm in store for coming August and September. Only Lord knows how hot it will be then. But I was flying my Chipmunk, and I had put some weight that. This plane actually is kind of unique. It actually has a weight box that's right underneath the elevator, and I had added a 1/4 ounce of weight last Friday, and I was really excited about how the plane flew with just that little bit of additional weight. But the compartment wasn't conducive to adding more weight at the flight field, so I brought it home and hogged out more of the fuselage where the cover goes, and I was able to put in 2 more 1/4 ounce plates of lead. And so I went out there with 3/4 of an ounce in the tail, and I was really looking forward to it. But unfortunately, the weight box cover came off during the flight and lost the weights. So I'm not really sure when this happened. So I know it wasn't there during the most difficult part of the pattern, the square 8s, the hourglass, and the 4-leaf clover, and the overhead 8s. I don't know. So I'm going to go out again Monday, and I'm going to put a aircraft nylock nut on the outside of that bolt so the cover can't come off, and this won't happen again. But that was really disappointing. But it seems like sometimes when I am super excited, and I mean I was super excited to go flying today, sometimes things just happen. But you know what? It's just been postponed. I'm going to get this thing right. Going out there Monday, God willing, if the weather hopefully be a little bit cooler. That'd be nice if it was a little cooler. But I've been organizing my garage and trying to make some rooms. I really need to get back on my plane, which I call Precious Ball. So it's a modified Strega. I'm building the fuselage. I have my first guest. Let me see who this is. Hey, Phil.
Hey, Charles, how are you?
I'm doing well. You're the first one in. Thank you very much.
Well, you're quite welcome. I might in a few minutes talk to my wife. She's want me to try my new hips. Oh, my hair's a mess. Oh, well, the heck with it.
Oh, yeah. My hair's a mess, too. My only hair is on my eyebrows and mustache. Yeah.
I used to wear a mustache. I got tired of tasting it. It was my food taster or whatever. So I said, this is enough.
Yeah, I've had a mustache since I can remember.
Yeah, that's a lot of guys can get away with it. I just wasn't one of those people. Mine is so blonde, it doesn't look like a mustache. It looks like a dirty lip. So I gave it up.
That's understandable.
Now, where am I supposed to plug this into this is what I don't know. So I'll look for it in a minute. Whatever. Anyway, did you go flying, Charles?
I did. I was out there with 3 other gentlemen, and it was good. I just, I was so excited. I was just telling the audience of 7 that I was really excited to go out. You know those times when you're like so excited because you did something to the plane and you can't wait to see what it's like. Hello, Howard.
Yeah. Hi. Hey, Howard. How are you?
Okay.
Found it.
So, Howard, I was just telling Phil I went out flying today, and when I went flying last time, I was only able to add a 1/4 ounce of tail weight to the plane, because the compartment wasn't conducive for the weights I had at the field. So I brought it back to the man cave and worked on it, and I was able to add 2 more, bringing the total up to 3/4 of an ounce. And I was really excited. It still was only balancing just ahead of the main spar, so still seemed a little bit nose heavy, I think. But so I was really excited. But those weights came out during the flight, and the weight cover came off. And, so I was just disappointed. And I couldn't really easily put some more weight back in the plane and fly it. So I just called it a scratch and just helped everybody else.
What kind of weights do you use?
They're like the wheel weights. They're square 1/4 ounce units.
Okay.
Of lead.
If you'll get those little lead squares that Brodak sells, they're just a whole lot easier. The bolt actually goes through them.
Right. That's how mine work. But but my tail weight box is round. So it literally is putting a
talking
square.
About tail weight box. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it literally is putting a square in a round hole, and it's not that easy to do at the field. I can take some dikes and cut the corners off, and that's what I did before. But that's a pain in the butt.
The way I did that was I got some 45 caliber bullets and drilled a hole in them. They're still lead. If you get the ones, just tell somebody you're looking for the ones for a Glock. They're a solid lead, no steel case, and you just drill a hole through them, and they work. If you got any, if you're worried about, the rounded front don't carry that much weight, cut the sucker off. It's easy to cut.
Yeah.
Or just take it and put it down one time and it's flat. Don't take
True.
it. They're pretty soft.
True. That's I'm just gonna put the screw went all the way through, one side of the fuselage to the other to capture the weight.
Oh boy.
And then, but it's the tail that gets pretty thin. It's a chipmunk. It's not a really big tail. It's right underneath the elevator, in the bottom. Anyways, it was unfortunate, but you know what? I'm gonna get this thing back in the air Monday, and hopefully put some holes in the sky. I talked to my friend Joe Mata. He'll probably join me if he doesn't have life getting in the way.
Yeah, Lord, I know. I have a suggestion. Just. You fix it to where it stays fixed with the lead weights. But go to Hobby Lobby, or I think I got mine at Walmart. I can't remember. And get some modeler's clay.
Yep.
Okay.
And just put modeling clay on it at the field. It'll stick. Everybody says all that stuff won't stick on it. It will. And if it does come off, a piece of lead coming off hits somebody, it's going to hurt moving 55 miles an hour.
Yes.
A piece of clay just kind of goes, and then, you're.
It's a very good point.
So, I've got my Skyray has 3/4 of an ounce of clay on the tail because there's no place to put it on the Skyray. So, I'm getting ready to convert it from a Fox 35 though to a OS 25 or 20, and probably won't need that much lead. The 20 is not near as heavy as that 46. Hey, Tran. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, good to see you too, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, Tran, how are you?
Good.
I think Mr. Rush is trying to make us jealous.
What's that?
You know what? He's doing a pretty good job.
Well, I like how clean his table is. That's what I like.
Me too.
Do something there.
That means he's not doing anything.
I usually have modeling clay on my airplane all the time, except when I go to a contest. I tidy it out and put it indoors.
Yeah.
This is how a table looks like when you're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recognize that. Now that I recognize, yes.
Yeah. Clean
Or
it.
that.
Yeah,
Howard,
I recognize that. But I really do strive to have what Howard has.
I always strive to have what Howard has, but doesn't happen very often.
That is awesome. That's the way to do it. That'd be the way I would want to do it, but it just doesn't work out. But one day,
Howard and me, we are complete opposite. I work until I can't move shit around no more. And then I clean it up. And then I build it up back up.
That's the way I have
I'm
it.
giving you guys a false impression, I think.
Howard does one operation, cleans up. Another operation, cleans up.
And, you know,
Howard's-
that's
Howard's
great,
just
Howard.
that kind of
That's
guy.
awesome. It really is. I hope to get there someday.
You know, the bad thing is, they always told me growing up, a clean desk is a sign of a sick mind. Boy, is my mind healthy.
Oh yeah, mine too.
But I've always wished I could have what Howard's got, but I just never have. I have never been one to have a clean desk or a clean work area even. I have these big rubber pads that I lay down on top of things, and then I lay what I'm working on top of that. Why? Because I don't have time to clean that crap up. I want to put the pad down, get this fixed, and move on to something else. It's just the way it goes. I don't know.
Yeah.
As long as we get these
See,
things.
I have exactly what Howard has over there. I have one of these cabinets with like print cabinets or print drawers.
Yeah, those are
and
nice.
they're really nice for keeping most of my stuff in there.
Yeah.
So what I've done after I came from Chicago, I emptied all of them, and there are quite a few.
Yeah.
And
you got and
I took a lot of stuff I put in the attic that I'm not going to use anytime soon, or I don't anticipate to use it anyways. And now this is going to be for molding purposes. And I'm just going to keep this top 2 is going to be for prepping stuff, like the stuff that is ready to go in the molds. And then in here I'm going to probably put my templates and cutter board and stuff like that. So when I'm ready to cut, and knives. So when I'm ready to cut, I just open this drawer, pull my templates out, my cutting board, my knives. I start cutting, and then I just fill up in these 2 here. Kind of the idea, the method to my madness. So I'm just gonna probably do just the fuselage and stab and wings here, something like that.
I got to looking on Let Go for one of those cabinets. My wife, I looked for 30 minutes. My wife looked for about 2 minutes, and found one. $960. I said,
No. You can probably get it for free from somewhere.
Yeah, that was.
There are architecture firms that are letting them go.
Well, I need to find one and get some, because I'm telling you what, those are the way to go when you got plans, instead of having boxes and boxes of rolled up plans. And I do about 6 boxes. That right there, just alphabetize them and put them in there, and you have it knocked. The only thing that
you don't even need to do that. Put them on top of each other, and you can put 50 plans in one drawer easily.
That's what I mean. Just number each one, alphabetize or number them or something.
Yeah.
And put them in there where you can find them, and then have a sheet on the side somewhere that tells you what number to look for.
And dedicate them whichever way you want to. Yeah. You can make a drawer for balsa wood, say 16th with balsa wood, another drawer for whatever. Just organize it somehow. Another drawer maybe for drafting stuff. Just
one of the few plans that won't fit in there in one sheet is the impact, because it's too darn big.
And the bad part of it is that they make a lot of noise, and then Charles, you're going to mute you.
Well,
I was just reading on the chat box, so I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you guys said, but there's some chatter on the chat box. I need to bring them in.
Well, go ahead.
Alexander III says, "Good evening, Charles, and all the viewers. Greetings from Scotland." And Eddie Sutter says, "I'll be in just a little bit." And Mike Lonke says, "Sam and I are here at El Dorado with Joe Gilbert, Tim Tipton, Joe Hedrith, John Hill, Brent Rugallo, I think, and all the wives hanging out at the hotel, having cocktails, contest weekend with exclamation
horrible time. Horrible time. Who would want to have something like that?
They're going to have a blast. That is awesome.
Mike, have a great time, buddy.
I mean, I wish I would be there, but I probably need a private jet and jump into it and fly over there and make it and fly back in here, because it's just too freaking far away.
Magnetic labels for the.
Yeah. Hey, John. Big John has arrived. Good to see
John.
You.
But that being said, maybe I could kidnap Mark Lunan.
Good luck with that.
And still his keys to the Cyrus.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Oh man! All
I'm
right,
gonna
so
I'm gonna try.
I think I'm gonna mute my mic, and for a while I'm gonna listen to you guys while I'm doing my crap here.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna
Thanks for
change
coming in, by the
headphones to see
way,
if this works.
Ryan. Appreciate it. And John, thank you for coming in also. Enjoy your food. Don't be in a hurry to finish. I appreciate you coming in. So
I can hear.
you can hear now. All right.
Yeah, this will work.
I'll have a show and tell a little later, Charles.
Oh, great. Great. Fantastic.
These weren't charged.
That's a hint right there.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That is pretty. I agree.
I like the color scheme.
Very nice.
That's an airplane with 2 wings.
Yep, that's 4 bits, 2 bits, whatever. I can't remember.
Very,
the name.
very
2
nice,
bits.
John. Very, very nice.
I went to go get those plans printed today and yesterday, and the fellow that works there and has always done my plans has finally retired, and the girl was scared. She says it doesn't have a scale on it. I said it's got a scale right there. I mean, and she didn't print it, so I got to wait. He comes in part-time Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I will be there Tuesday. So I said, well, now, wait a minute. Tuesday and Thursday, today's Thursday. He says, yeah, but he left an hour ago. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, well, you'll like it.
Oh, I already like it. I just don't like looking at it on the screen this big, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get it where I can see it, because that's a pretty airplane. It's a very in-depth plan.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's a lot of things in there, and you need to really study it over before you start building one.
Tell me something. What pitch prop do you have on that airplane?
I think it's a 6. I think it's a 12 or 13.
I'm not sure you shouldn't try. What I ended up doing on 38, I went one step longer on the prop and then dropped 1 full pitch. So I went from a 6 pitch to a 5 pitch, and it works.
See, yeah, and you're probably right on that. But I'm running a stalker on that, and that's
Yeah, you
torque.
can't get a lot of torque. Can't get a lot of horsepower out of it. It's a torque motor.
Right.
I don't know. I really like mine. I got one on a Mobest, and I love that motor. That's the easiest starting thing. Now the next time I go to fly it, it'll bite the crap out of me. But so far, it has never attempted to bite me, and it's the easiest thing to backspin start I've ever owned.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, pardon me 1 second, you guys. 1 second. Tom, yeah, I see what you're seeing on the YouTube stream. I don't know why you don't see John Miller. I see what you're seeing on the YouTube side. I don't understand it. But here in the room or the space that we're at, I see John here. So maybe it's going to be a delayed. Hopefully YouTube will fix it. I just don't understand. John, you're not really. I mean, we see you here, but on YouTube, there we go. Now we see you on YouTube as well. Hey, thanks for fixing that, Tom. I appreciate all your support, man. So you wasn't showing up at first, John. It was just your letters JM. But you here, but on YouTube you wasn't showing up. But now we can see you on YouTube. I'm actually watching the live stream as we do the show. I watch the live stream. That's how I'm able to keep up with the chat.
I hope I didn't do something wrong where they.
No, I think it was just the internet. I really think so. I think it was just something. Here comes Gary Sinclair.
I was just making a joke, figuring I'm going to show a plane with 2 wings today.
Yeah, they don't like that. They like them 1-wing airplanes, you know. Yeah. That's a sophisticated sort to like a plane with 2 wings. Wait a minute. Never mind. That would let me out.
Hey, Gary. I know we don't see you yet, but hi. And
hey, Gary.
I don't see Gary as.
I don't see him either.
Either, but he's probably going to turn his. Oh, he's gonna come back, I think.
Gary,
My
don't
cat-
go. We
My
didn't
cat
mean it.
thinks he likes peanuts.
Oh,
I had a dog that would eat peanuts. I think that dog would eat anything in the world except a tomato. You
I
give
got a
him
dog that do that and eat a tomato.
I got a dog, Scooter. I tried to give him a tomato, he would spit. He just couldn't stand a tomato. He was funny.
Here's a little show and tell for you guys. This is what I put in my nose of my plane.
Nice.
wow,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
So
He's a heck of a
this is
machinist.
the basically the nose ring, and I have grooves in here on the top, and this is where it's gonna be glued around. But when I put it in a nose, I want to have like the 3 degrees offset and have it nice and center. And for that, what I did, I have this fixture. So basically, what happens is that this ring, I'm not sure. Yeah, there you go. So this ring goes like this, and I have 2 pins in here. See, it stays with the 2 pins, and I have a screw with a nut, and if you can see here, if you tighten up the nut, you can see it's like you have a little bit of an angle over there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the 3 degrees exactly. So what I do now, this surface over here is gonna butt against the front of the mold here in this area, and that's what sets it exactly at 3 degrees, 0 degree incidence. Everything is perfectly lined up in there.
Wow.
And I have a lot of these little things, little doodads, for this project. So if I make another nose and I put the ring in there, it's going to be in the exact same position as before.
So what is that thing made out of, Tran? I mean, it looks like silver or aluminum.
It's aluminum.
This is aluminum.
And you made that?
Yeah.
How?
I'm telling you, he's a heck of a machinist.
So how did you make that?
Well, you do it on a lathe. I did it on a lathe first. I turned this surface, and I turned most of the inside.
Right.
Goes to this surface here. I'm not sure if you can see it.
Okay.
But you can see the surfaces that are done on the lathe because they go like this.
Okay.
And then it goes straight in, right?
Right.
And then I cut up the flat, and then I put it in the mill like this, in this orientation.
Uh-huh.
And then I cut insides.
Okay.
So you cut all of this shape in here, the holes, the pockets in here to make it lighter. And this is the ring that goes in the nose. And
Wow.
It's very lightweight. Yeah.
Nothing's easy though.
Yeah.
Nothing's easy.
Very nice, Tran.
I just try to do this just to be consistent, and so that if I make another one, I'm not gonna guess things around. Now I don't know what I'm gonna do in the future. I may end up with just a simple plate that has this shape, and just the shape that you see here, made out of carbon fiber. Right. And maybe just glue it inside the fuselage directly, and put some reinforcements around it, so it's not gonna go anywhere. That's not.
Phil? Pardon me. Hey, Phil.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what is making so much noise, but your microphone is being brushed or something.
So that's something I want to show you guys because I just got it now. I'm happy to have it.
So are you gonna are you looking for another mill or looking for another lathe to put in your garage, like a benchtop mill or a benchtop lathe?
Who, you talking to me?
Yeah.
I have a CNC mill, a little one.
But in your garage or in your house?
But this probably is going to be used just for the foam cutting.
Okay. I mean, I just imagine you must be going through withdrawals, not having, the lathe and mill that you've been doing these things with. It's got to be difficult.
That being said, we are moving to a new place, and in the plans is to get a CNC mill over there. And I'm going like, yes.
Are you talking about home or your shop? Where you
in my
work?
shop at work.
Oh, okay. Cool
Yep.
deal. Cool deal.
And have you looked these over that Archie Automation's making?
What?
I'm showing it on my screen. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, I mean,
Or the printed parts, stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know about it.
Okay. I didn't know. This is what I'm going to use on my next project. So.
No, it's cool. I'm sure they probably work fine. I had some not so good experience with the printed parts because they delaminate, because they are put layer after layer. So in that direction, you can just split them apart. Unless the printer is of a better quality and bonds it real good. So I don't know what printer, or I don't know how it's made. Probably it's a good thing, and just go ahead and use it. Yeah, what can I say?
I muted your mic, Phil. For some reason, there's a lot of excess noise. So when you want to talk, just unmute your mic. Yeah, I know it's the lanyard around your neck that's making the noise. I understand. It's okay.
I just wondered, Trey, and this is my first experience with 3D printed parts. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I made a 3D. I made a 3D part, and what happened is that when I tried to put a screw through it and tighten up some stuff, it just cracked right horizontally, right where the screw was pushing, and I could never get a thing tightened or something like that. I was like, "Oh, this is not gonna work." So I know.
Got a little. He's got a little metallic piece of metal tubing going through. You can't see it too well, but begin to see it there. Yeah, at the holes.
Yeah, so you don't crush it. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and many people use it, and I know they're pretty good. I don't know how they. I mean, we never built for a crash, so that's irrelevant, right? Probably if it holds in air and get you a few good flights out of it, and with no problems, I say it's good to go. I don't say no. But I like aluminum better when it glues, because it glues much better than plastic, and it's just yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I don't cut corners. That's me.
I don't disagree with you at all. And if you got the equipment to do it, to make them, that's white settle for yeah.
Yeah, this is very custom stuff. I mean, just everything here in this plane is super custom. It's nothing. It's commonly used by anybody. So
wait till you see the take apart solutions I've got on that biplane.
Yeah.
You think I was using an axe to chop it out with?
Yeah. If you look behind me here, molds are there.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So
did another one get broken in the whole situation?
No, I just brought them back. And actually tonight, one of my jobs was, after I finish cleaning up this crap over here, my job will be to repair the mold. So,
well, I'm good. No more got hurt.
No, everything's fine. I went there and picked them up myself.
All right.
Yeah, I did drive from here to Chicago and back in 2 days.
Well, you stopped at Nashville, though.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, on the way back.
I
made it from here to Chicago. From here to Chicago, 750 miles. It's roughly on a GPS, and I have about 30 miles of slow driving just to get to the highway. Actually, it's more than that. It's probably closer to 35 or 40, right? So considering that I was slow over there, man, that I did 2 stops on the way to get gas. I made it in Chicago in under 10 hours.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, the 750 miles in 10 hours. I was pushing.
Yeah.
I was pushing.
Very good.
You ran into that infamous Chicago traffic?
Yeah. On the way back was very weird. I mean, just man, was the weirdest ride. I mean, it's just like, how once in your lifetime something happens and you are there present to do it. Well, 2 things happened to me on the way back.
Oh, really?
I'm fresh out of those opportunities from now on.
It's like
So,
a cat that used up all his 9 lives, huh?
yeah. I used all my 9 lives in one trip, basically. So I was coming back, and this truck that was carrying cars behind him, right? Probably going to a dealership or something like that. I see the truck just getting. It was coming in opposite direction, so I see him getting off the road, try to get back in on the road, and the backside is swinging like this.
Oh no! Oh, that's scary.
It's slippery. The truck is coming back slowly on a highway, but because it's pulling this weight now, this back starts to swing back over on the other side, and the backside it just tilts over. Half of the wheels were on the ground, the other half were just up in the air. It's nearly flipping over. I mean, it was that close. And the guy, the truck driver just switches lane, gets into the left lane to counteract that. They just come with a trailer a little bit, and the trailer, sparks underneath and all the good stuff. And the trailer finally just settles back in, bounces off a little bit, and it kind of stabilizes and goes off. And this happened like in a fraction of a second. I told it's like 3 seconds moment. It's like what I'm telling you right now. So that was one of them. And another one is like after I met with Mike and I was home. I was coming on the surface streets. So I'm going on a 2-lane opposite traffic with double yellow lane, and I see this guy behind me just flying. I want to get home. It's 35. I'm going about 45 over there, but this guy is just barreling on me. I mean, he's coming, right? So he passes me. As he passes me, I look through my rear view mirror, and I saw the front part of his car, and it's all busted. And as he's passing me, I see parts shedding off the car. So he gets in front of me, and just flies and make a right turn. And I knew over there was a pretty tight right turn. He almost loses it. He was running from somebody,
Yeah.
I had to catch up with him, and I had a few words of choice with I just
Of course.
kept some communication over there.
I understand.
Did a little sign language.
Relay the information.
Did a little sign language with 1 or 2 fingers.
No. No. I just I pushed a little bit. He blew a red stop line right away. And I knew that guy is out of no sugar night because he's just running from somebody. So I called 911. I speed up and I catch up with him. And after I catch up with him, I took his license number. And I related. This is probably coming from the highway from somewhere, and probably rear-ended somebody and just was running from somebody for something. So those are my 2 mulligans for the one trip. It's as there's something like this is going to happen, or you be witnessing, is very low, So.
Well, I got to admit that from the way you described that truck driver's driving, he must have been pretty experienced, because that's a lot of doing the exact right thing in a fraction of a second.
Yeah, he was very, very on top of it. I mean, because if you would stay in the same lane or go right, you would flip over. But he went left with the trailer because the trailer was like this, and was trying to swing over this way. So if he would go this way, the trailer flipped over, but he went into the trailer. So the trailer came back normal.
Man,
Very impressive. Very impressive.
And luckily, nobody was there on the second lane. I mean, he had both lanes all to himself. I think he fell asleep. I'm pretty sure.
Could be.
I'm pretty sure he fell asleep. He ran off the road, and then by the time he woke up, he go, "Whoa!"
I bet you he had to stop the next rest stop and clean out his jeans.
Yeah,
that too. Pretty sure. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hey, you guys, Howard wanted to say something earlier. Howard, you still want to say something, Howard?
Yeah, a little workshop tip from the Jive Combat team. If you make one of these devices to hold your motor in the right position, or your motor mount in the right position to put it on, if then you, on your next airplane, you make the nose so long that it hangs over the edge of the table, you really ought to start over and scoot it back on the table and make a fixture for that, because if not, you could get some extra side thrust and some down thrust.
Sounds like words of
Is
experience.
this speaking from experience?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this in relation to an anteater?
Well, it's long. It's not centered on the wing. Another thing I showed earlier was some magnetic labels you can put on those metal drawers. They're just kind of handy.
What was that again, Howard? I didn't quite catch that.
I showed some magnetic labels earlier for the metal drawers.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's a good idea. I actually have a P-Touch Brother label maker, and it's in my garage. I have one in my office, and they're really handy to have. Absolutely. Very good. Thanks, Howard. Now, Walter Umlin, he says, heading out to the garage, but wanted to give you a like first. Thank you so much, Howard. Walter Umlin, thank you so much. Be there soon. And
all right.
Gary, so that's great. And Gary Sinclair, looks like we have Carl Reed. Hey, Carl, how's it going? Long time no talk to you.
Yeah, sometimes you get curveballs and you just gotta hit them the best you can and hope you don't get any spitballs thrown at you at the same time. So,
yeah. And Gary Sinclair, we still can't see you, so I don't know if you want to turn on your camera, Gary, or not. I know you're according to what I see, your connection is lost. So I think you have a connection issue. I think that's part of the problem, Gary. You might want to go back.
He says he's having camera problems. He says he's going to reboot.
All right. Thank you, John.
You betcha.
All right. So I guess he went to reboot.
I wish I could flip my camera again. We went over to this newer one, and I haven't been able to figure out how to flip the camera. Then you wouldn't have to read Navy backwards.
No, I actually see it correctly. It's not backwards.
You see it correctly?
Yeah.
I see it backwards.
Yeah, it's showing up.
This is my right-handed. Which side of the screen am I on? That one?
On the left side screen.
It must be automatically flipping it to you guys.
It's forward to me. But I think there's something here, something to this. You ought to be able to use this system somehow to pitch left-handed props. If you get use the screen correctly.
Only you, Howard.
Hang on,
Somebody's phone running over.
Yeah.
I finally got a prop pitch gauge here a couple months ago, and I haven't put it together since it came all kind of taken apart to ship it by mail. But it makes me wonder how you would do a left-hand pitch prop with a normal prop pitch gauge.
You have to do it off the back side, but what you do is just get I cheat. I still have an old express machine that'll print stuff backwards, but I just made a second one that prints backwards. It's printed backwards. So instead of it going this way, it all goes this way, and the numbers, it's just mirror imaged of what it is. Now the letters are also on it backwards, so you have to read it backwards. But
Well, I'm getting good at that.
but it does work. Well, when I worked at Express, I got to where I could read backwards upside down, because they were looking at the forwards and I was looking at it from the top. So I got to where I could read upside down and backwards real well. Problem is then when I went to read a book or something, tried to read upright, It drive your eyes crazy for a few seconds.
People wonder why you're holding your book like this and looking over that way.
Yeah, yeah, really.
Hey, Eddie, thanks for coming
It was
in.
strange. Good to see you, Eddie. Good to see,
Hey, Eddie.
good to have
Yeah,
you back.
hey, I ain't gonna be able to stay on. I ain't gonna be able to stay on but just a few seconds. I had
Okay.
to. I just got back. I got back from the hospital. My youngest one just blew his knee out, so
Oh,
Oh boy.
just got back. But anyway, well, actually, he just dislocated his kneecap. But
Oh,
I wanted to
Done
show you.
that.
I got some goodies. Yeah,
All right.
got some goodies. I got me another green. Let's see. We'll get my screen up here. Got me another greenhead torpedo.
Cool.
Nice.
I got another OSFP 40.
Oh, nice.
Now, on this one,
That's nice.
I don't know what's up with that Venturi.
I've never seen an event like that.
I neither. I don't know if it's something off of a
It looks
carburetor
homemade.
or what.
That looks
Yeah.
homemade. I don't know.
But I mean, it's clean as a whistle. Then I also got another LA
46.
46.
Nice. Oh, is that a K&B?
K&B 40. Yeah.
Yep.
K&B 40
Could be 40.
and K&B 40 and the. Any idea what the holes are on the side of the exhaust are?
Yep.
Yeah, that's where they used to have when you had the RC version, there was a baffle in there that went up and down to help it, gave it more back pressure so that it would idle better.
Okay.
When you
Okay.
when you run it control line, you need to block those.
Okay. And then I got this one,
That's it.
61
That's
K&B.
like a Fico, yeah.
Says K&B 61 on it.
Yeah.
That actually
Wow.
makes a pretty decent stunt engine.
Yeah, I have one out of missing retuned,
And
and it's a good one.
also on the K&B 40, it's got that on the front here. I just bore out the prop.
Yeah. Yeah. Just make your prop
It's
better.
got
Yeah,
that sleeve.
yeah. Brought the prop, yeah. I don't like that engine because you have to make the holes in your prop so big. It's a pain in the butt when you're at the field.
Well, they're
You have to
dedicated to that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
well,
dead.
they're dedicated to that engine.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. But they've all got excellent compression to them. The one thing this right here, I think this is the one. I'm trying to do this in my
How do you keep scoring all these beautiful motors?
eBay.
I bought some stuff off eBay and I got some real strange stuff.
Well,
and I just sold a bunch.
Well, I got all 5 of these. I got all 5 of these for, let's see. Forgot what it all come out to $35 a piece.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
That'd be a steal.
on the 61. Let's see if I can get a good where the needle valve goes in.
Yeah.
See how short
Yeah.
is that normal?
Mm-hmm.
It is for them. 'cause
Okay.
it's threaded,
I've never
threaded
had
to the
one,
inside.
so I didn't know.
Yeah, it's threaded to the inside.
Because it's got the right. Yeah, but it just doesn't seem like it has enough meat on it there because you get like 5 or 6 turns and that's it, and it's bottomed out.
Well, I never had that problem now, but they're good
Yeah.
motors.
Because I see here, okay, it can be on this one. The K&B's got a long shank on it where your needle valve screws on. And the 61's about half that size.
Or somebody might have put a
Changed
different.
it out. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know if this is like maybe an Enya.
Yeah.
Needle valve,
Yeah. Or OS Max.
but Yeah, I got the let's see, the 35 torpedo 35 and the FP40. I got them for $30 a piece on eBay, and the other three I got the two K&Bs for $40 for the both of them, and then the $40 for the LA. But
I don't know how you got. I don't know how you got that LA for 40 for that cheap. What'd you give for the 46?
40.
Wow, that's a steal.
Yeah.
I've been looking at
40.
at 140.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I found this one on it was on Facebook. Guy had a bunch of engines, and he said he was he had B&B there for 40. Messaged him if it was insured for the pair, and he's for both. I said so.
Yeah, I just said sold real quick.
And then he said, it's just the same guy he had 46 with and without a muffler, but I've got mufflers, so I said with that bucks, I said I'll take that too.
You did well, Eddie.
So,
you did
but all
well.
together with all together with shipping and tax and everything, it was $170 something for all 5 of them.
You did really well, Eddie.
Where the 46 will almost cost you that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how you did it, but you need to teach me to eBay.
It's easy.
I looked up on it's what it is, because every once in a while I look up on them.
Well, you lucked up on that one, because I'm telling you what.
I like to chat, but I stay in chat, but I got to get up early in the morning. I got another fishing tournament.
All right.
I got to go win some money to
fishing tournament. Hope you do well.
pay the cost. Yeah, well, we won the last one, so yeah, we won it and got a big fish too. So
good deal, Eddie. What species are you fishing for?
I shall bass.
Largemouth, good deal.
It's it's just all largemouth, smallmouth spots.
I may have to come to Tennessee and get you to teach me how to eBay and to catch some of them, because we went yesterday, and I caught a perch, I caught a black crappie, I caught a bass, and I caught a half dozen white crappie, but I did not catch anything over 2 pounds. Nothing. That was a weird day.
We had 4 fish. We had 4 fish that weighed 14 pounds with a 5-pound kicker.
Ooh,
so we had 4 fish in one first place. Yeah. Second, third, fourth, and fifth all had a limit. I think we had 1362 is what our weight was. Second place had 1312.
What lake was
this? Cheyenne, just a minute.
We beat them by half a pound and only had 4 fish. But anyway,
what lake were you on?
I'll see y'all Monday, and y'all have fun.
Sounds good. Thanks, Eddie, for coming in.
All
and
right,
you guys, Tran wants to say something, so let's let Tran. And also, I want to say hi to Walter Umlin. Thanks for coming in, Walter. And Tran, go ahead. I'm going to put you on the big screen.
Here we go. So what I want to say is that just for you guys, if you ever plan to do some composite work, so first you make your molds, right? But now you need to put the stuff inside of it, right?
Okay.
So depending on what you put inside of it, and in this case, it's going to be a piece of carbon fiber and some foam inserts on the inside of it. And I'll show you this, just for an example, how it looks like after you do it, right?
Show me the before again.
Something like this, right? So what you need to do for all of those, you need templates. So I have templates for the raw cell, and if you can see, I have written on it. And if I have any notes here that I want to cut it a little bit bigger or whatever, this is templates for the carbon that I'm cutting. Right. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just putting templates on the material. I cut it out, get it prepped. So this is how it works. So you prep the material and you lay it in the mold, you vacuum bag it, whatever, you know, and then you end up with this. And after that, what you do, once you're at this step, you have to join the two halves. And in that process, you know, a spark is going to come in place, some hard points here. For the flaps in here, I have some more stuff that's going on, right?
Right.
And I have templates for everything. So just
interesting.
Just an idea that the stuff that you have to go through to make this happen. So what happens is that all the prep is up front. And then the rest is when you finish the part is finished, technically, right?
What is your overall cost to go from that sheet of plywood or template to a final product?
You mean the cost for the material itself?
Well, the overall cost. I'm guessing that we're talking about you're making a model. So from start to finish, not counting a painted airplane, just a a constructed airplane, not painted, because guys could put $1,000 into a paint job.
Yes, that's true.
The bare bones project, like, you know, your airplane or whatever those make.
Just the plane, no paint on it.
Yeah, no paint, no motor, just the airplane.
Are you interested in the price of a plane or in the cost, or what's actually costing to what the material cost that goes in the plane?
Well, you're showing the templates and you're showing the molds. I'm just adding to the discussion by asking you, when you're finished, what did it cost you from start to finish?
Well, it was a few $1,000s for the whole project.
Okay, so in a sense, now this is not in any way to knock your project, okay? In a sense, buying one of those ready-made Russian airplanes ends up being cheap.
Yes.
Instead of going through all the steps and stages.
That's true. That's also true. Yeah.
I was just
to get one plane.
Yes, and that's only one plane.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And so the upfront cost is relatively high, right?
Right.
But after that, to make another plane, the materials are not exactly that expensive.
No,
it's well worth the effort in the end.
Yes, but that's only if the model is successful.
Yeah.
So the question you might ask is, what's non-recurring cost and what's recurring cost?
The what?
The non-recurring cost, the cost of the tooling and stuff, and what's the recurring cost, the cost per airplane on individual?
It's about $300, $250, $300 per plane.
After it's all been completely engineered.
Yes.
But before that, you could run up, like you said, a couple of thousand.
Maybe three. That is because I had access to the machines. I did my own programming, my own designing, my own everything.
Wow.
If you were to hire somebody, you're looking at $10,000, $15,000
for one model.
For one model, yeah, easily. Yeah, and unless you do it yourself. But you know this. I'm not trying to say this right now, but the thing is, like, you can do the molds the classical way.
Right.
Okay. You can do the molds the classical way. It's nothing that stops you from doing that. And there are a bunch of people that do that, right? Mm-hmm. Like Willie did in his videos. So make a bunch of molds with gel coat and stuff like that, and very heavy. Put some plywood to reinforce it and stuff like that. They are very good and they work great, you know. Right. They are not, you know, what I wanted to have. I want to save some of my work by cutting them directly in a CNC machine. So I don't have a positive, then a negative, then worry about laying out layers and stuff like that. Go nuts, right? So I just went straight to the cutting and polishing. So that's how I got my molds done.
Wow.
And another thing is a second goal that I want to have. I want to have interchangeable parts, and you cannot have that with a classical made molds
Okay.
because they're just not precise enough to get the job done. That's just my opinion, anyways.
No, very valid opinion.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
Mike,
I
you made
want
it in.
I want to have my plane. I want to have my own design. After all, and it turned out to be it's an unbelievable plane. So it's just in a bad trim, it still outperforms just about anything out there. So in a good trim, is just unbelievable. So just to give you an example, what happened? I went to Mark and I changed a propeller, and the new propeller that I purchased, they had a little bit lower pitch than I was used to. So I was flying at 6-second lap time.
Oh wow.
Well, I just tried to see what can I do at 6-second lap time. I just tried to have fun with it, right? In that one flight. And guess what? I managed to pull the whole program with hard corners.
Wow.
At 6-second lap times with no problem.
Wow.
No problem. I would just turn the plane would just go, follow, bam, bam, follow. You just like I would draw with it on the sky, and it was just effortless.
That's great when you become old and you need time to think.
Yeah, I mean, I could read the book, and I said, Mark, can you give me a newspaper or something like that? I need to read the newspaper while I'm doing the pattern. It was just ridiculous, It was just ridiculous, So immediately after that, I slowed down the plane to 5.4. I think I could slow it to 5.5 and still not having any problem, not even in a wind.
Looks like we have some special guests here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We always have special guests. Everybody's special. Hey, Phil.
That's so special.
Hey, Phil. You have some good news. Minnesota Mike, he says, I will send Phil a 46.
I'd love to have one. I'm telling you what, I'd like to have another one. I've got one, but that's my favorite sport motor. Yeah,
so you hook up with Minnesota Mike, and he's going to send you one. And I can speak from experience. Minnesota Mike, he blessed me with a twister kit a couple years ago.
Yeah, I know of Mike. I don't know him. I'd like to meet him, but I know he's a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think Mike is showing us some people there in the galley out there. Hey, Mike, I can't hear you. But hey, you guys wave to everybody there at the El Dorado.
Yeah.
Well, they went away.
Were they at a contest?
Yeah, they're at a contest. They're at the El Dorado.
They got a big contest.
El Dorado. I think earlier I mentioned that there's Judd Gilbert, Tim Tipton, Joe Hidreth, John Hill, Brent Rogelio, and all the wives hanging out.
I'm glad I didn't go, because with that group,
you'd have got in trouble.
You got spanked, right?
Probably. I'd have got spanked. I'd have got spanked bad. Everything I've got's new and not trimmed yet, so I've got to get busy and get some stuff trimmed out.
Yeah. Hey, Howard, go ahead, Howard. I know you wanted to say something, Howard.
A couple tidbits I found out today is that you can cut, get myself up here, strips out of 1/64 plywood for the base for fillets around your wing.
Nice.
With a laser, pretty easy. Another thing you can do with a laser, I found out today, is cut sandpaper.
You can cut sandpaper. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Your knife gets dull cutting sandpaper, so you can get.
That's a good idea. I like that.
It's as sharp as it was when I started.
We love those lasers, huh?
Yeah.
So what do you think of getting a pair of 500-watt lasers?
I think they ought to sell their old ones to
you.
like
Would be? Yeah.
You might be able to get one cheap.
Yeah.
Thank you, Howard. You guys, let me catch up on the chat box. Minnesota Mike asked me to give you, Phil, his email address. And I'm pretty sure I have your email address, Minnesota Mike. And then Minnesota Mike says, never mind. I'm repeating myself. But Greg Nielsen says, evening, Charles, from South Florida. Evening, all. So, good evening.
Good to hear from you.
Thanks for coming in, Greg. And,
Well, okay. You want me to do my show and tell, Charles?
Yeah, please do. Let me make you big.
All right.
You're already big. Let me make you bigger. You're a big guy.
This is going to be neat, guys. I've seen plans to this, and it's neat.
Last Friday, I shared plans for the what's currently called the 2-bits bike, which is the stunt bike I've been working on. We've got a few little problems yet that I'm trying to get around it. Primarily, it's the last corner of the square maneuvers. It yaws and twists and turns and does a little dance of its own there. Everything else is pretty straightforward. But it's a full take-apart biplane, and it's none of the no space age engineering. This is all older stuff. But here's the top wing, and it comes apart like this.
Oh, wow.
And that's without ground.
And that's all monocoque. And the way it goes together, let me get this where maybe you can see it. It has a carbon spar that goes inside another carbon spar. I need to take both hands to do this.
You got to lift it higher, John. There you go.
Say what?
Lift it up higher so we can see it. There you go.
Okay, see, and there's a little pin right there.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Very good.
And now it slides right in there. Now, see here where there's those two, that's off, those ribs are plywood, and those come down. And on the K-bane strut on the airplane, the K-bane strut fits right in between these two, and then there's a bolt goes through. And that bolt goes through and has a locking nut on the other side. And so that holds the wing together and holds it to the K-bane.
Oh, wow.
And what you see flopping there, I've got flaps top and bottom wing. Not sure that's the right way to go yet. But anyway, that is the connector between the top and the bottom wing. So that's the top wing. And the bottom wing is similar, but is
Hey, John, let me interrupt for a second, John. Maybe I'm not familiar with the term. You said K-Day? What'd you say?
K-bane.
What?
Cabane, he's saying.
Cabane. K-bane, cabane. I always thought it was K-bane. I'll show you what a K-bane is.
K-Bane? Is that what holds the top and bottom together?
It's basically a strut between the two wings.
Okay. And it's called a K-Bane, huh?
Not a strut between the two wings. Hold on a minute. This is relatively large. It's a big airplane.
That is a
See
big
this
airplane.
right here on top?
Yeah, he needs people to hold it.
That's the K-bane. Okay. That's the center strut that holds the wing in place. Okay.
Just look at the size of that, guys.
Wow. Now, how's that word spelled?
C-A-B-A-N.
Okay.
Okay. And
E on the end of it.
huh?
C-A-B-A-N-E.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Thanks.
Well, thank you, guys.
That's a Stalker 51, 51 sitting in there right now, but I was flying on a Stalker 81. I started out with a 60 handled it, But when I ran into that problem, I thought I might need more power. So I kept going up with power. And the problem really didn't just go away. Now, we'll come back to the fuselage in a minute.
Well, you have been busy, John. I'm impressed.
Sorry?
I said, you have been busy. I'm impressed.
Well, this I did clear back in 2011.
Oh, okay.
That was before you got electrocuted, right?
Before I got electrocuted. Okay, here's the bottom wing. It's all together, and it matches color-wise, and that it matches the top wing. And all of these, I made the patterns on the computer, on the AutoCAD, and there's an 1/8" overlap, and I overlapped it on a piece of glass, and when I laid it on, it was all laid on in one sheet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Do you still have those patterns, John?
I do.
You know you're going to have to send me a set of those patterns when I get the
No
airplane
problem.
built. Man,
Okay,
that's
now the bottom here, as you can see the bottom, see there's the bottom of the fuselage.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See that? You see those pins there, those slots?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Those slide back up in to the rear of the opening for the wing. And you see this here? That slides in, and then the landing gear slides up, it goes on top of that and bolts through and holds this captive between the landing gear and the mount.
That's neat.
And this is not regular plywood. This is balsa with 64th ply on both sides.
Nice.
Wow.
Pull the whole thing out that time. Okay.
Nice.
Try to keep from breaking or something here.
Man, that is nice, John. Good gracious.
So
There's a lot to that airplane.
So what did you say it's
Damn
doing
that.
in the fourth corner of the square?
yeah, the last corner, the coffin corner, it yaws. I think I've either got too long of lines, not enough horsepower coming into that last turn, because it really slows down through the square maneuver. All right. So I'm working on that. I also might have too short of a rudder on it.
So you lose line tension by any chance?
No, I don't lose line tension, but when I make that last turn, I almost get a 3 view of it, on that last turn.
It turns in on you?
The
It
yawn.
doesn't turn in. It turns in, it turns out, does it so quick that, I don't lose control of the airplane.
Uh-huh.
There it is, wet. And so I'm working on it. And
Yeah.
Phil has offered to build one and help me with the program of figuring it out.
Yeah. What I thought it might happen over there is that I'm looking at the rods that you use to join your wings together,
Yeah.
and they seem very minimal. You need a bigger diameter. So if your wings all of a sudden think about it, it's like the first corner, you're probably not going to notice it, but because you're just going up, right? And the second and the third are kind of light. You don't have a lot of it. It's the weight of the plane that pulls you down too, right? But in the fourth corner, you have to compensate for the whole plane, right? And the force of gravity in addition to that. So what I'm thinking that your wing does over there when you do that, the fourth corner is doing like this, boom. You just all of a sudden it's like there, and just it does this when you pull that fourth corner, right? So
That's something I hadn't considered.
so you might want to think about that.
See the rod that's here is a solid rod. No, it isn't. It's got a very small ID. But the outside is the inside diameter of the inner rod. There's an inner rod in there. So it's another probably.
But the inner rod is
an
not
inch.
contributing to anything. It's just the rod that connects the two wings that contributes to this force. The other one is just a guide.
Right, But what I'm saying is the wing can't pull apart to
No,
That's
I didn't say
give
it
more
pulls
area
apart.
for
It does this. It does this under load.
yeah.
Okay? I didn't say it pulls apart. It does this.
It
It flaps its
flaps on
wings.
you.
So when you go in a corner, it does this.
Well, it'd have to. That inner rod, that inner carbon rod, goes right to where the joint is. It's right tight to it.
Yeah,
So
but that's what
when
I
that
said.
wing
The
is
inner
held
rod,
in
by
place,
the looks of it, just by the looks of it, when you join the wings together, it looks very thin, very tiny. That's my point.
yeah.
You
But what
might
I'm trying
have
to say,
that,
there's
that thing
really no
stacked,
gap.
because if the wings do this in a corner, you know, all kind of craps happen. First of all, yours to you, then he wants to buck and do all kind of crazy stuff over there.
It wouldn't hurt at all to consider that, and on any future ones, to use a larger diameter tube. Wouldn't necessarily have to be as heavy walled as this, but larger diameter.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that the joint between there is so close, there's not really a lot of room for it to flex.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I think he's trying to say the whole wing is flexing, John.
it can only flex at the joint.
This is something would be more than adequate for what you need.
Yeah.
Some like this. If you look at the tube, it has some texture to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see the texture?
Yeah.
That's because it's unidirectional and it's combined with this sleeve material on top of it.
Uh-huh.
Like this.
Yeah,
it's very lightweight. It's not going to add much weight, but it has more diameter. This, if you try to bend it,
and that gives you more. That gives you more
it's very stiff, right? So by adding diameter but not thickness is necessary, you add a lot of stiffness over there. A whole lot of stiffness.
I think
and I had a plane that was very weird in a flight. It was doing something similar. When I had my take apart system, one of the wing joints kind of broke loose, and the wing was doing this like this in the air, and it was acting weird. So this I'm just saying caution there, right?
You guys, I have a comment to make from the chat box.
I tend to agree that you may have something there that needs to be looked at for sure.
Anyways, hang on, John, for a second.
I carry this thing around in a box.
There's a suggestion from Greg Nielsen, John. And Greg Nielsen, he says,
from whom?
John, from Greg Nielsen. Greg Nielsen.
Yeah.
He says, John, you might try taking a degree or two of incidence out of the top wing is installing before the bottom wing might cause less gap in the stall envelope.
What? I've got him at 0-0 right now.
Okay, and then he says power isn't the problem, John. It's the difference in the stall speeds of the wings.
Okay. So would he suggest that I have greater incidence on the top wing than on the bottom wing?
Let me read this again. John, you might try taking a degree or two of the incidence out so the top wing is installing before the bottom wing might cause less gap in the stall envelope.
So,
all right, how is that making sense? You know, because if you have two wings that are identical at the same angle of incidence, at the same speed, in the same attitude in the flight, how is one stalling before the other one?
But isn't one ahead of the other one? I think isn't one ahead of the other one?
One's ahead of the other one, but that
still doesn't matter. They're still 0-0 reference to each other, right?
Dennis has got something to say here.
Yeah, first off, sorry I'm late.
All right.
Like that. I have some RC buddies who fly biplanes, and I've also read this in some biplane articles that the good formula, if you will, is to put 1 degree positive in the bottom wing and 1 degree negative in the top wing. All right, so you want them slightly pointing at each other. And then basically when you're turning, level flight, you're basically flying on the bottom wing. And when you maneuver inside, the top wing, if you will, opens up and adds its lift to the, to the equation. if you're worried about the top wing stalling before the bottom, that's one obvious way out of it. But if I ever get around to finishing it, my 38 Special is going to be built that way, and I'm cautiously optimistic. Actually, I think I'm going to build it with bolt-on wings so I can adjust that. But my baseline would be +1 in the bottom and -1 in the top, based on what I've seen, what I've done and what I've read on RC biplanes.
So what you're saying the differential between the radius on which the wings fly, right? In a turn.
Right.
Because one flies on a small radius, one on a larger radius.
Yeah.
And you make them work kind of in tandem like that. That makes sense. Okay.
There's a gentleman named.
I would definitely try that, 2 degrees.
Yeah, there's a gentleman named Peter Miller, I believe from Britain, who published a number of stunt biplanes, and his airplanes were at.
The 38 Special is based on his Dancing Girl.
Yeah, and he, I think Dancing Girl, that's the one comes to mind. I believe he had the bottom wing set at 0 and the top set at -1. But again, the thing is, he had that, I guess you'd call it decollage between the top and bottom, where the top wing would open up, if you will, once you started trying to maneuver it.
Yeah.
And since it's your airplane, I would recommend go try it, John. So
I will try it.
I had some more comments from.
it should be easy to do.
Hang on, Tran. I have some more comments from Greg Nielsen and Minnesota Mike. So Minnesota Mike says, "Yep, that sounds like it, Greg. Free flight. I use a 332nd. I'm not sure what he's referring to." And then later on, Greg Nielsen says, "Yes." And then Greg Nielsen says, "The airflow." Then Greg goes on to say, "I built and fly RC bikes." And then Minnesota Mike says, "Yes, Dennis." I think he's referring to your comment of positive and minus incidents. And
I
then
like him. Tell him I like him too. Oh.
Then Greg Nielsen goes, "Yes." And then the top will stall before the bottom. And then he goes on to say, "By dropping the top wing, you bring the envelope closer."
It makes a lot of sense now that I think about it. You know, if I had him set at 0, I'm sure I'll have to put the degree, I'll have to put the incident meter on it. I'll have to put it together and put it on there.
You just measure the holes, the distance between the holes on the top wing. Measure the distance from hole to hole. Measure 2 degrees and do the trick to it, and raise the back hole up a little bit, right? And that's all you do. Mm-hmm. And just bolt it back on. You have your 2 degrees right there. Readjust the push rods for the flaps, and you're done. That's it. That's all you need to do.
Well, let's see. I want the wing to be at 0. If I've got the wing at 0, which you pretty much have to stay at 0 on the top wing.
No, you cannot change the bottom. You cannot change the bottom. No. The bottom is fixed. There's not much you can do about it. But the top one, it's easy to push it down a little bit by just changing the hole, attach hole.
Yeah. Well, now there's some more here that I haven't shown you yet. The whole stab elevator and the top part of the rudder and that all, and the rudder and the vertical stab and the rudder all come apart. But I'm not going to take it apart. But there's you see the size of this adjustment?
Your camera's off, John.
Yeah, we can't see you, John. Maybe if you lower your video settings down.
I did. But I'll do it again.
Yeah, I don't know why we're not seeing you. But we hear you, but now we're just seeing you.
You don't see me either, right?
I see you now, Greg. I mean, Gary. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you now.
You can see me. Okay.
Yeah, I can see you. And I can see Joe Gilbert and Mike Lonke in the hotel lobby, I think. I don't know what they're doing now. But
okay, can you see me yet?
Nope, can't see you. At least I can't. So Greg,
there you are.
Oh, now I see you.
There you are.
Now I see you.
Okay. The size of this adjustment window here. That one, that's big, a ball-headed Allen screwdriver, and there's a screw in there, and I can unscrew that. This part now comes off, and you see it's split right here.
And you went away for some reason, John. I mean, we hear you, but we can't see you.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, we just got a big JM on the screen.
Might be your internet connection is lost.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
My internet connection's lost. I've got a blue.
When I was
I've
good,
got a blue screen.
Well, it's
I mean, I got a blue.
It went away for a while and then came back, John. You're good now. It said good.
Okay, well, this
again. I'll make you big. Go ahead. We see you now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I see.
This all comes off, and then there's two pins that lock this into place, and it sits on top of a plywood base. So when it's all taken apart, you got the fuselage, wing halves, this top of the rudder, all of that. The landing gear is off, and it fits in a very small package, except for the length it takes for the fuselage. And if I was smart, I would have probably made the fuselage come apart somewhere in here, so it takes some of the distance or the length of that off there, because that is long. There's a lot of fuselage there. This is a big airplane.
Yeah, this thing is big. Now those pins made out of balsa wood, or they're
made out of hardwood dowels.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the product I've been working on. It's
wow, I like those cheeks and the.
I do too. You know, they got a nice shape to me. See it from the top.
Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice. I like that a lot.
It was like a Formula One airplane, whatever you call them.
The biplane racer class.
Yeah.
Very nice. Now your biplane has 3 cabinets. You have 3 of them, right?
I've got the K-bane is the one in the center.
So what are the 2 outside ones called?
Struts.
Struts. So between those 3 things, do you think the wing could be flexing? I don't see how the wing would be flexing if it has those 3 attachments.
I think it's more to do with the incidence than it has to do with any flexion going in there. Though if I was building another one, I'd use a bigger diameter carbon fiber tube. There's the
wheel pan.
Wow, that's monocoat also. That looks really good.
No, that is painted.
Okay.
The fuselage is painted. I don't know where I got this, but there's a carbon fiber landing gear.
I thought you made that.
I made one out of plywood that didn't work.
Oh, okay.
And here's a strut, and I've got the the wingtip weight on it.
Very nice. Now, how did you get the paint to match the monocoat?
It just did. I managed to find. I believe that's that Painter's Choice water-based acrylic enamel. I want to show you. Jim Smith showed his tail wheel mount. Now I built this in 2011, and here's the tail wheel mount for it.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, I understand that.
The snap-in style. I love it.
Yeah. Works great. So anyway, that's the at this time it's still called the 2 bits byte, but I'm not sure it's going to remain that.
Now, just for clarification, John, is the fuselage painted?
Yeah, the fuselage is painted. It's only the flying surfaces that are monocoated. And I like the transparent look on the wings. You know,
so do I.
I Also, this is something I tried. I tried putting, what do they call these, Howard? You're making them. These little.
Oh, the
See
vortex
there?
generators.
What's that?
Yeah, little vortex generators. That was when they
Vortex
first.
center.
Yeah, but they're homemade and they're pretty crude, but
Well,
they
you
helped a
gotta-
little, but not much.
What, Howard?
Anyway, so that's the rundown on where we're at with it, and I'm hoping to this summer to get some more done on it, and maybe get it finished out so I can go ahead and I thought I'd publish it. It looks like the only place to publish it now is Stunt News.
Yeah.
But you know, I'll either do that or I'll talk to him at Brodak or somewhere, see if anybody wants to kit it. If not, I'll just keep the plans and whatever on my website or my Stunthangar site.
You want some vortex generators?
I wouldn't mind them.
Okay. What color?
Probably yellow.
Okay, I got yellow.
Excellent.
Excellent. Hey, John, before I have Tran, he wants to say something, but my last question is, what is the wingspan on this 2-bit pipe?
Oh, gee whiz, it's over 4 feet. It's. I don't have the plans handy to tell me.
Let me see if I can find it.
If you got them,
I'm looking.
Well, while you guys look, I forgot, Greg Nielsen reminded me to tell you, John, drop the incidence on the top wing -2.
-2?
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yep.
So,
and then Tran wanted to comment.
So yeah, that's what I want to say too. Is just drop the. It's just like this. They say if one person tells you you're drunk, hey, it's okay. You know, if second person tells you you're drunk, think about it. If third person tells you you're drunk, go to bed. So we have from so many different sources saying that incidence needs to go down. I would definitely try that part of it. I'll also think about the more rigidity in the tubes, and I think with that, and one more thing I want to say. I've seen a video of somebody flying a biplane at the World Championship, and that plane flew beautiful. It was a video. Go ahead.
Yeah, that'd be Compostello, the Italian champion.
Okay, you definitely want to talk to him.
He's
That's
dead.
kind of hard.
He died here a couple years back.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Klaus Mikus is another one in Germany.
There are plans for Compostello's airplane available, aren't there? Seems to me I've seen at least a 3-view published on it.
Yeah, there are plans available.
Then take a look at those.
I'm 6'2". And let me see if I can get an idea. It comes to just under my chest level. Let's see. So I'd say it's about 4.5 feet.
All right.
It's 760 or 780 square inches.
All right. Thank you, John.
You bet, my pleasure. Well, I wanted one more thing to talk about what I do know about the way it flies. It takes off, lands like a dream. It glides well after the power goes out. A lot better than most other biplanes I've ever flown or seen flown. It is very smooth. It does not hunt in level flight. It does like very good wing overs. It does really nice round maneuvers. It's only with those square maneuvers that it has a problem. And I've noticed that in going into the square maneuver, I've got pretty good speed here, but when I make this one, it's starting to slow down. And it's struggling. It seems to be struggling to gain enough speed. Goes down and doesn't get enough speed to really make that without having that happen. So there's probably more than one thing happening there. in that portion of the maneuver.
You might want to consider a thinner airfoil then.
Oh, did you see how thin that airfoil is?
If it's not speeding up, that's too thick. Simple.
Well, I thought it was because I was running a Stalker, which is a good engine. Don't get me wrong, but it's a torque engine. It's not a. It's, you know, if I had, I think going electric with this would help a lot. But you can get an idea how thin that airfoil is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
It's
you happy that you have the best possible prop for the Stalker and everything like that? Do you think you have any undeveloped potential as far as, you know?
There's a possibility there's some undeveloped potential there.
Yeah.
And I believe that's either a 13 or 14% airfoil.
Mm-hmm.
It's an Epler airfoil.
Yeah.
And it's a high AR wing, both top and bottom.
Yeah.
And you know, you get away with it in a biplane because you figure the aspect ratio by the leading edge of the forward wing and the trailing edge of the bottom wing is your actual airfoil.
Yeah.
So,
of course, I'd mentioned before, I'd love to see you develop an airplane around just one of those wings.
Yeah.
That'd be what, around 380 squares or something like that. That thin, high aspect ratio wing. And
nice.
that sounds like it could be a lot of fun. So,
yeah, it'd be a good 15 to 25 size airplane. Yeah.
Well, you know, at the very least, it's you know, like a Humbug class or something like that. I mean, you know, the original Humbug concept was a 7-to-1 aspect ratio and all that kind of stuff. So
how about a half-A twin?
Go for it.
No, I agree with you. I hadn't really given that much thought, but that's an interesting thought.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's almost a de Havilland Comet with that wing.
Yeah, almost, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, that could be fun.
Uh-oh, you give him an idea.
Uh-oh. He's thinking. Hey, Peter, let me say hi to you, Peter. Thanks for coming in.
Wingspan 51.5, John.
51.5? Thank you.
Quite welcome.
And I cut a kit for somebody for that.
Did you?
I did. Don't you remember?
I remember somebody, but I don't remember who it was. So
who it was is irrelevant, but you had let me cut a kit for a guy.
yeah, I remember because I wanted you to mention to him that the design is not yet totally proven out.
Right.
And there were some issues. And that the issues existed, and I have cures for them at this time.
Right. He's aware of it.
Yeah, okay. So you've got the files to cut it?
I'm looking for them.
Walter?
Yeah, I'm looking for them. I'm actually looking for them as we all chat.
I'll tell you what, the fuselage does not look as long in the profile of the on the plan as it looks on the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
Airplane. You'll like to know this. You'll like to know this, Phil. I have the plug for the canopy. So
cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boy, that is a pretty airplane though.
Okay, I found the cut files you sent me. And hold on.
While you're looking at that, Walter, I have a comment from Greg Nielsen. This is to you, John. The speed of the last turn shows the difference in the different stall speeds of the wing. By dropping the top wing, the stall speeds will be closer together, but you will have to pull up sooner.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay. I found the entire file, John.
Okay.
It's got
you do have it.
It's got the plans and the cut file. According to your thing, it's a 55 0.6-inch wingspan. It's 787 square inches. It's for a 60 to an 80. The length is 40 3/8.
Wow, that is long.
And on your wing, yeah, the wing sheet says the same thing, 55 and 0.6. So 55 and 5/8, I guess, would be a
Mine says 51.5. I'm looking at it.
Huh.
55 what?
Mine, the plans, CAD Classics plan says wingspan 51.5, length 40 3/8.
Well,
Wing area 688 square inches. God, that's big.
Well, wait a minute. Now I've sent you a set of plans that was for one that I was looking at making smaller. That's one of the problems when you get too dang many sets of plans hanging around, and you lose half of them, and the other half of them show up. The one that I showed tonight is the one that Walter has.
Okay. I think the problem was money, inflation. This was signed in $1980, and the new ones in whatever. So.
Yeah.
Or 1980 quarters, I guess.
Oh, thank you, Walter. Excellent.
This might go out tomorrow.
All right, thank you, Walter.
Show us
Appreciate that.
John, show us the rudder again. Well, you're not on again. You're gray screen again.
Here he is.
There it is. It's slightly different, but not much. That one's flat across the top, and this one dives.
Well, it's not flat. It's got an arc.
Yeah, it's probably because of changing color.
Okay, I got you. I'm gonna tell you,
I'll have to go through it.
That's pretty airplane, John.
It really is.
Well, thank you.
I got a kick out of it. You brought it to Brodak that year. I got the biggest kick out of that. So.
Oh, you
I was
saw it there?
still waiting for you to ask me to say, "Hey, you want to fly this thing?" I wasn't going to ask. That's rude, but I wouldn't have said no. That's for sure.
I was close to flying it myself until I took a fall and landed on the wing of my Sakatumi.
Oh no!
Well, I went to pick it up to go fly, and I had it in the garage, and everybody had their airplanes in the garage, so I went, picked it up, and I lost my balance. And I got the plane in both hands, and I'm trying to keep from falling on somebody else's airplane.
Yes, exactly. Right.
And I'm running and falling and running and trying to, and I finally got where I was clear of it, and then I fell, and my wing was right under me when I fell.
Oh, how disappointing.
So
but at least
I was a little upset, so I just packed everything up and said goodbye and left.
What year was this, John? Was this 2016 when I was there?
I think so. I'm trying to remember what the last one I went to. I think it was 2016.
Very good.
That's a shame, John.
Yeah. Well, at least he didn't have to apologize to somebody else. I mean, that would have been.
Oh, that would have. Oh, there was.
It's not like
that would have been rotten.
One incident there where one gentleman drove over the other guy's airplane.
Oh.
Which was rather embarrassing.
Ted wasn't there with Shireen?
No, nothing like that. And the guy who did it was, nicest guy, and absolutely mortified, at what happened and everything like that. It was a real shame. Pretty airplane too.
Yeah.
It only happens to pretty airplanes.
Of course. That's why I've never had any trouble like that. So. Okay. All right. Let me skillfully work this into another little show and tell. John, I got one more suggestion for the biplane.
Oh.
Wow.
You got lucky boxes in there.
I do not. I have the same way I've always done it. Dual strip aileron horns with a single loop of wire connecting, so they all work, dead dirt simple going to the push rod. and they're adjustable for throw length and everything like that. Obvious thing is better pay attention to make sure they're the same length, which looks like they're not right now. But I've been working on this. We've talked about this before, and I've done some hand waving. We did some. I showed off the sketches from the published plans and stuff. But I thought that might be nice to show it in real life.
Well, that's neat.
That
I
is
like that.
very neat.
Hey, Dennis.
What plane's this going to be? Sweet Pea?
It would be like, well, basically all my details were built this way. This particular tail is for a project that I won't say anything more about unless it's successful. So.
Have you got anything showing that? Because I might want to take a look at that for my Vanguard.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question, Dennis.
Show the back side of that again. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
It looks like you have the horns more to one side than the other. Why is that?
I think it's an illusion. No, I think you're right. It looks like it might be slightly more. And I guess that would be just, I missed the hole in the one elevator by a little bit.
I was wondering if there was a reason for it.
This is where I skillfully try to explain my lack of building ability or something like that.
Oh, okay. A boo-boo.
But, the things I used to do, and when I first started doing these back in the 70s, is I was really big, well, always big on getting alignment and everything like that. So one of the keys to me for the V-tail was after I built the stab, I would sand the bottom flat, absolutely flat. So it was just like a normal stab. So you could glue it on and it would be aligned. Now with the V laying on a set of body sides that are coming back at an angle, you lay a V on that, the thing is going to be all over the place. All right, you're going to end up with a huge amount of incidence in it, one way, positive incidence actually, because the V will drop down and where the fuselage is wider, and then not do it in front the same way. So the obvious way out of that was just treat it like a normal stab. That is, make it dead flat on the bottom. Then I always put this balsa block in the center to try to make up for the thickness. Oops. And try to maintain some continuity through there. And that's always worked really well.
What kind of support do you have in that?
It's just a butt joint with the block in the top. That's all. No extra spar or anything like that.
Wow.
And it's quite stiff. It's stiffer than a one-piece stab, actually, at least through there. And well, this one's built up, so really, the weakest part of this stab, the breaking point would be right about here. Right outside, of course, right where the solid changes to open. So,
Well,
anyhow,
would curving that corner prevent that from being a weak spot? Like having a little built-in gusset when you cut it out.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that would any built-up structure. If it's solid here and it transitions to wide open, the weak spot is right where it makes the transition. Right. So yeah, adding a gusset or something moves it a little bit and everything like that. But the bottom line is that it's like 10 times stronger here than it is here, and it's always going to be that neat little gusset and everything like that.
Well,
and reality is that that's not usually a problem. That's no different than any other stab that you ever built.
Right.
So
flat or V.
In fact, this was built, as you can well imagine, the whole thing was built flat on the table, carved and everything like that, and then I cut it in half and sanded the angles and glued it together. So
cool.
Very
anyhow.
Cool. Hey, Denny, before you put it away, I'm not sure on how you adjust these separate elevator horns. Maybe it's because I can't see it good enough. Or how do you make the adjustment?
The strip aileron horns use
higher. Here you go.
There you go. The strip aileron horns use essentially a wheel collar with a set screw in it.
Right.
And then the horns themselves can pivot. And what you do is you loosen the set screw and you just ride these things up and down on the wire to get that, to get the throw, to get the length that you need.
Okay. Thank you very much.
That's the only adjustment on that. And then of course, I try to set the object is to get both sides set at neutral, and then the regular. This is a one of those brass inserts,
Okay.
threaded inserts.
Yeah.
And it's actually the first time I've done this way. I normally just take this and wrap it and glue it to a piece of, to the fiberglass push rod. But this one here, I put the brass insert there, and that'll make it a little bit easier for me to adjust the length and trying to do the adjustment at the other end. So.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. But
Very cool.
I talked about it in the past, and it just is better than the arm waving. That's all.
Yeah. Very cool. Excuse me.
So.
Howard, you have reshaped that plane a little bit. It no longer looks, huh?
How's that?
The tips look different. They're more pitched out than a regular impact. That's a neat looking airplane.
Well, thank you. The flaps aren't on it. It might look different with the flaps on it.
Yeah.
Ooh, got a lot of, wow. Trailing edge slants forward quite a bit. Going to be able to fly in the wind a little better, huh? That's
no,
good.
Trailing edge is straight. It might be.
You get a little foreshortening, I think, in the picture there. That's all. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Could be the lens or something.
It looks sharp. That's a neat looking airplane. I like that wing platform. That's neat. That's different. Very different. I like that.
Different than what?
Than what I've been doing. I'm looking for new ways of doing things. I always like to try something new. Keeps me from getting bored.
Oh.
I get bored easy, so I'm always trying something new. But that's a neat looking airplane.
Yeah, fuselage looks a little short.
It's a little short. It's long in the front, so.
Yeah. That's where you glue the tail booms on. Whatever. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess I better do something back there.
Yeah. Is this, my gosh, Howard, is this for this year's championships? Are you going to be able to get it done?
Well, it's for whatever they have it.
Oh my.
Hey Howard, I got a question. You said you make vortex generators?
Yeah.
Are they the same one that Paul puts on his plane?
Well, he was using them. I think he might have some bogus Canadian ones on there now.
Some what?
He might have some bogus Canadian ones.
Oh man.
I was wondering if you had one spare one you could mail out so I could see it.
A spare vortex generator?
Yes, so I could measure it and steel it and make it out of wood for the kids.
Well, why don't I make them for you, for the kids? How many kids you talking about here?
Well, I don't know. If everybody comes through like they said, I might be looking at about 25.
Oh, that's no problem.
Really? How do you make them?
I print them with a 3D printer.
Not with plywood or anything like that?
No, they're made out of ABS plastic.
Oh. Okay. Could you share a set then? How much we need to? How much do you want for them?
Nothing. I used to charge money for them, and then I have to keep track of taxes and stuff like that, which is okay when I had to pay for them, but now I got my own printer. So.
Oh. Well, if I could use one set for the prototype.
All right.
That's why I said if you could. I already laser cut a couple of 1/32 plywood ones that I was going to use on the kit, but I don't know if they're the right shape or size.
I'll send you some.
Thank you.
You know the authentic They got it.
There we go. Thank you.
Jive Combat Team Specials.
That's right.
That's it. Hey, Howard, make sure you put them in a great big box with lots of padding on them too.
Oh,
all right?
go,
So
go,
they
go.
arrive.
Go poop in your hat. I think most of my kids have like 15-pound peanuts.
Yeah, that's it.
Y'all are getting bad.
And
Y'all are
then,
getting bad.
you know what? I can appreciate someone trying to save money, even trying to help me save money. But I sent something out to a gentleman. I don't remember who it was, so I don't want to offend him. But I got a box back in the mail. This was last year. I opened up the box. It was completely empty. It's all it had was peanuts in it. And I'm thinking, what the heck is this? The guy mailed me back my peanuts. Can you imagine?
Ah, jeez.
I laughed my ass off. I am
So bad.
I couldn't understand. My wife actually said to me, maybe the guy was just mailing you back the peanuts. And I couldn't believe it that, that's what actually was. There was no note. There was no nothing. Just a box with peanuts in it. And I figured either he was mad that the kit had all the peanuts, You can't get a custom box for every single kit. So you have to put some kind of fill in there.
You laser cut your box.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm not going to stock a bunch of cardboard and laser cut my box. That's really going crazy. You know what I did, Howard? You're going to laugh. All of you guys are going to laugh. Part of the reason the Predator prototype is taking so long is I had to do like every one of you guys that do a molded airplane. You have to make the molds, right?
Yeah.
So I figured, I've got a laser. I got the blue foam and I stuck it in the laser. I got the top view of the body and I laser cut everything. And lo and behold, the laser melts the foam.
You're kidding.
And it actually melts it inside, in between the top and bottom. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm a real jerk. I turned around and I cut multiple layers because I only had 1 inch or 3/4, whatever it was, the foam. And then I turned around and I said, okay, I boo-booed. Now what do I got to do? I got to fill the foam in. So I get this stupid idea. Bondo. You know what happened?
Bondo.
You know
Polyester Bondo. All right.
Bondo, yeah, cool.
Yeah, you know what happens to Bondo when you put foam when you put Bondo on it?
Yes, I do.
I don't know. Tell me.
It melts even more.
You melted what you didn't melt the first time, didn't you?
Yeah. So now I turn around, I go to Lowe's, and I say, I got this project. Here's the material that, by the way, I bought here. And I says to him, this is what I did. Here's my mistake. He sells me plaster of Paris.
Yeah.
So I go and I mix up a quart of plaster of Paris, thinking I'm going to do front to back on the whole mold. And I got 4 molds. I didn't get 5 inches and the stuff kicked off.
Yeah, they make forms for wind tunnel models that way, I think. But you got a laser, so you can make a bunch of intermediate bulkheads type things there.
Well, it actually took me
between each pair.
It actually took me a whole month to make the molds. And we're talking about 2 top pieces, a bottom piece, a cowling piece. I'm not kidding you. I'm ashamed to say how much work went into these things. And then sanding them was a lot of fun because paper would clog up from the plaster of Paris. What Bondo I couldn't dig out, and the foam. I was
You should
Oh, foam
Yeah.
still there.
you should follow Howard's advice. Seriously, because if you make a bunch of bulkheads like a piece of plywood
That's
this
what
is
I
the
did.
plotting line, bunch of bulkheads, fill them in with foam and sand it off to
That's what
shape.
I did. But I my first mistake was I tried to laser cut them so that they were equal with the forms.
Mm.
I know you have a
So
curve
they
there.
weren't too wide. So I didn't have excess sanding. And it for me, it was my learning curve.
Yeah.
Or should I say it was the slap on the back of my head from my father. Idiot, you don't do it that way. Well, and then I contacted Paul and he told me how I had to plastic wrap it with saran wrap. And oh God, these things probably I could kill somebody if I hit them with the molds. I'm not kidding you. It was an experience that told me never to make a molded airplane. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm serious. I've tried to stay away from them, but I'm trying to break into modern models, modern airplanes for people. So because it seems like classic and old time are dying out, the people. Not a lot of people are flying that.
Yeah, I think you should have instead of doing the bondo and all the crap on the outside, if you did like fiberglass and some epoxy, some laminating epoxy resin, you wouldn't have had any problems. And probably and then on top of that, you can put whatever you want to put, bondo it, whatever to
Yeah,
finish it. Much easier.
the problem that I have is something a lot of older folks have. It's called pride. I'm too ashamed to ask for help. And that's my mistake. I admit that. Now I do. The next time I do a plane, I'm going to ask first. I'm not going to look like an idiot and take a month to make 4 lousy molds.
I don't know. I don't know, Walter. I expected you to finish the story by saying you ended up just putting blocks in the kit or something like that.
No. I'm not changing. I'm not changing the airplane. As a matter of fact, the other day, what was it? 2 days ago. I think it was 2 days ago. It was such a gorgeous day that I actually went out. I was loading up because you guys know I'm working on my website, right? So
Right.
so I got the whole website modified, and it was uploading the other day. Part of it because it takes a long time to upload. I didn't know just how good my site was until I had to revamp it. But I still have a couple of small things to do. But anyway, I had a lot of time to do nothing. So I went outside. I took the wing outside. I put 2 big pieces of cardboard on the deck. And I'm sitting there on the bench seat sanding the trailing edge. Now all I have to do is round off the wing tips, and then the wing is, I would say, 99% done. The only reason I say that 99%, in the very, very front center section, Howard knows the part I'm talking about, it goes backwards. It doesn't actually have the 2 leading edges connect. So there's a little piece of wood that goes covered top and bottom and the front of that inset. And the way I planked it, I just have to add this little maybe 1.5 by 3-inch, whatever. I just have to finish that, and the lead outs have to be finished, but I'm not doing the lead outs. The guy that's buying it can do the lead outs. And but I mean it's like that much closer. And then I can start the body and the tail. Okay. And since I've already got the molds done, I learned a lot building this airplane. I really, really did. I never built a plane other than the Sakatumi that had a geodetic construction. Now, this is the geodetic construction from hell, if you ask me. I don't know how Howard come up with this or Paul, but I've never seen one, no less built one, okay, like it. And I got to tell you, in the jig, the wing is rock solid straight, okay, which is amazing. You know, because just because I'm not familiar with the design doesn't mean that it's a bad design. It just means that I'm learning a lot with this airplane. Okay, and yes, I want to put blocks, but I priced blocks, planks.
Yeah.
National Balsa wants, after their discount, I think it was $51 or $57 for a 1x3x48.
Holy crap.
That is the demise of the Colossus that I was planning to rekit for some people. Okay, I spoke to Nelson. He said I could make more. It was $275 just for the wood, and that doesn't include a couple of small pieces, you know, like the nose blocks and the cap strips and the balsa crutch for the motor mounts. These are small pieces that can probably be cut out of remaining wood, you know, maybe or maybe not. But can you imagine $275? And that's no plywood. That don't count for laser cutting. It doesn't count.
Wow.
It doesn't count for boxes, plans, packing, landing gear. I haven't made that kit in years. So I'd have to have the canopy repulled, and I don't have a plug for it. I have to have the landing gear completely remade again. This is all setup fees all over again.
That's why they call it the Colossus.
Yeah, it would cost $500 to $600 for one kit. And I don't care how much you want a Colossus, it's just not worth it. You know, it's not worth me doing it for $0, a negative, you know. I mean, I figure it would take me about 3 hours per plane to laser cut it. $1 a minute, that's $180. Between that and basic wood, no plywood, you're still looking at $500.
Can't you use molded parts?
Taboo.
It's well, some people are using electric power for classic. It's less immoral than that by a long shot.
No, I know. I'm teasing when I say taboo, but you know, to make. When I was doing the USA 1, that is old-fashioned, has blocks. Elliot contacted me when I was making that kit a few years ago and said, can you make me a special one with molded top and bottom blocks? So when I looked at that one, it was basically a straightforward top block and bottom block. So yeah, on that one I did. How did it actually come out? I don't know. I didn't build the prototype. I didn't build a prototype from the kit.
All I know is that if there's a 1x3x48 8-inch block, I'm not building that kit.
No, it's just 1x3x48. That's the top block.
If it has one of them in there, I'm not building it. If it has two something else's I have to carve, I'm not even going to let a friend build it.
Wow. See, I love building and carving and shaping. I really do. I'm actually old-fashioned in that sense. I like to do the old-fashioned building and carving and hollowing and shaping. I just feel like I've achieved something, you know, when I do that.
Well, you might be able to buy the Brodak.
I see you, John. Just a minute.
Cobra,
The
woolly cobra.
no,
I
what?
used to kit that too.
No, I'm thinking of
The Aries.
the top. It's like the top flight you can buy in a
Oh, a peacemaker?
no
Light
Aldrich
Street?
Aldrich's kit.
This peacemaker.
Oh, the Nobler.
The Nobler.
Oh.
If you buy the Brodak Nobler, you will get more blocks in there to carve than you want to. I mean, it comes with all kinds of wooden block that are inch thick.
Yeah.
So you could buy that kit and just change it over into the Colossus and save a whole lot on wood.
The
If that was true, it would be funny. But
You guys, let me interrupt you guys. John
Sorry.
has been waiting to make a statement or a comment. Go ahead, John.
Well, you guys got me going on carving blocks and that. And amongst my travels over the years, I wound up with an unfinished Norm Whittle Sultan, or what may have been a Sultan. And Norm, here's this is all carved from one block.
It's nice.
The guy is a master builder, and that's the cowl. But look at this top block.
that was a block, right, John?
This was a block.
Nice.
Yeah. Why would you want to do that?
Okay.
Because it's fun. It's rewarding.
That's all 1/8 inch thick or close to it on how he that's how he carved it out, and then it's all sanded on the inside. It's just gorgeous.
I've done it.
Like I say, the guy is a master. Now, here's a fuselage, and the more I look at this, the more I realize just what a master he was. Look at that construction in there.
Mm-hmm.
Look towards the back here.
You have to finish that, John.
Yeah. So look at the bulkheads and look at this, the little side on the side. It's got a little 1/8 by quarter dihedral strips. I think you can see it better from the other side. Not dihedral, but
that stuff's all pretty, but you glue it together and you paint it and you never see it again.
yes, but it makes the fuselage stiffer and keeps it from twisting and whatever. There's your pipe tunnel. There's the beginnings as it comes out. And here's your engine compartment, tank compartment, tunnel, all that.
I don't know. They call it you call it a pipe tunnel. I'd say it looks like a good housing for D-cell batteries. Like the world's longest flashlight, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think the reason I wound up with this is because Norm tried electric.
70-some ounce airplane that doesn't fly well. You know?
That is all
Norm
beautiful work there.
tried electric, and the next week he sold all of his IC engines, sold every one of them, PA-61s, 51s, 40s, pipes, everything, sold them all, and went totally electric after just 3 or 4 flights on electric.
Steve, what do you have behind you? Those
So I think that's how I wound up with this, because this was...
Which one?
Sorry, John.
The tall one or the short one?
I don't know. The 2 airplanes. Are those ARPs?
Yeah, one is a Vector and one of them's a Olympus, but that's my RC airplane.
Yeah, but they're both ARPs.
Yep.
See, I don't like ARPs. I really don't. I'm not saying it because he's saying building is a waste of time, okay, or all that pretty building. What I'm saying is I am a craftsman in this hobby. It's not tooting my own horn. Look at Howard. Every time we're on the chat, Howard's working on his airplane at least 6 to 8 hours a night, depending on how long it goes. But he's always working on it. Nobody's going to see any of that. once it's painted.
Right, but his will be light when it's all done.
It doesn't matter if it's light or if it's heavy.
Yeah, it sure does when you build it.
No, that's not the point of the conversation. Okay, it's that he's putting in a lot of time. Okay, where in your particular case, you bought it off, you slapped it together, you were flying in a couple of hours, maybe 4 hours, right?
No, not 4 hours. Probably 6 to 8.
Okay, but still, when you're done, you can't physically say, "Oh yeah, I built that airplane. Oh, I finished the airplane." It's just a different point of our hobby. That's all I'm saying. It's just a different part of our hobby.
All I know is that I got a whole basement full of ones I built, and I have built a lot, and I've carved a lot. But if I fly that ARF or if I fly one that I built, it doesn't matter. And when it's out there on the end of the line, you can't tell the difference.
Anyways,
It's not about that.
Tran, I want you to know I did see you, Tran. Just hang tight.
Who the hell is eating crackers?
Oh, that's Phil's microphone rubbing against his shirt.
Oh, I'm gonna change back to the earbuds. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Thank you, Phil.
I thought
Thank you, Phil.
somebody's really hungry.
Yeah, it's just his rubbing against his shirt.
Oh, okay.
Is that what causes that?
Yeah, that was Phil. He's gonna fix that. He's gonna go back to the earbuds.
Can I finish what I was saying?
Sorry, John.
Is that all right with everybody?
Yeah, go ahead, John. And after you, John, is Tran.
All right. I was going to say, in answer to Steve, everybody comes into the hobby with different parts that they like about it. And they find the greatest joy in doing what they like about it. You know that because you're the same way. We're all the same way. A free flight guy can build with 16th square strips like you wouldn't believe. Me, I don't care to do that. But if you want to be good at free flight, you'll learn how to do it. I guess what I'm trying to say is, whatever we come up with, there's room for it in the hobby.
Amen.
Okay, now, Tran.
Yes. Well, actually, what I want to talk about is a slightly different subject. I want to ask Tom some questions, quick and dirty. When you do a monitor off of your accelerometer and then it shows the G-forces and stuff like that, it only shows you the first 2 decimal points. Does that mean the Arduino still keeps the first 2 decimal points, or just rounds off a bunch of other numbers?
I don't know for sure. It depends. Are you talking about what's displayed on the screen versus
what is actually happening?
Yeah, it retains them. If you have it rounded to just display 2 digits or 2 decimal points, then that's all it'll display, but it retains the full information in the microcontroller.
Okay. All right, that's all I need to know. Thank you.
All right. Hey, you guys, we're going to be transitioning to the after party, but I want to just put in my 2 cents. ARP served me well. Actually, probably in a matter of 3 years, and it enabled me to go from beginner to advanced. And if I would have been building my planes, it might have been a lot slower progress, because I didn't have a whole lot invested. And, now that I'm been in advance, now the ARPs they're not on par with the planes I'm competing with. So now it's a deterrent having an ARP. So, but during the coming up, I think they served me well. And so I think ARPs have a place. I think they're good. I really can't damn ARPs right now after they served me well. So that's just my 2 cents on ARPs.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to put the ARPs down. They do have a place in our hobby. But I think a lot of modelers got hooked on ARPs, okay, as a quick fix, get a quick plane up, okay, and they did away with the BOM to satisfy that niche. And as a builder, I think it could have hurt our hobby a little bit. Look, I got a dear friend, okay, who actually used to build my prototypes. One day he said, I hurt my shoulder and I can't fly control line. He went back to RC, and now that he's back with RC, it's damn to control line, and we're all a bunch of cheap, basically he makes us sound like degenerates that we fly control line, and that's all he does is send me photos of ARPs. Look what I did in 4 hours or 3 hours, that's all I'm saying. They do have a place, and I agree with you on that 100%. I as a builder think that some modelers took it too far when they started.
I'll tell you what, when it comes to the master builders, they're in RC.
What?
When it comes to master builders, they're in RC. They're not in control line.
Yeah, well, tell the judges that made me first place winner in 1980 as a teenager.
Well, all I'm telling you is I've seen RC models that was that new gunship that was Catalina gunship or something like that. That this guy handmade. It was scale. He made all the pilots. He made the guy in the door shooting the machine gun. The machine gun went back and forth. I mean, it was just remarkable. And I haven't seen not a control line airplane that even would hold a candle to that thing.
You ever ordered a net, Steve?
10 years building it.
Well, then you as a quick build guy should say that's a waste of time.
You know what? I'm not a quick build guy. I build them all different ways, and I probably built a whole lot more in the last 5 years than you have.
That's true.
You can't even get a damn file out on how to burn the kit. So don't tell me about how much time I put into building. How much time do you put into building?
Before you put me down, you should know what
I don't need to know nothing. I don't need to know anything. Don't talk about what I do.
Okay.
Tell us about what you've built in the last few years.
All right, you guys. You know what? I want to go out on a high note. We can save that for the after party.
Okay, I can try to talk a little higher.
Okay. Let me end the program. I'm going to go into the after party, but thank you very much for coming out. We've had now we have a couple more people that came in. Ronnie Layden says, good show. Thank you, Ronnie. And Peter Burr says, large scale World War I scale RC is awesome. That's what Steve Hines is saying. And we've had, I think we had as high as like 23, let me see here. That's like 23 viewers, and we have 20 likes. So thank you very much. And if you are watching this as a replay, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the like. That'll help the channel grow, and consider joining our YouTube subscriptions, which is only $4.99 a month, and you'll get notified. That's just less than 17 cents a day, so it's a really inexpensive way to help support this hobby. So we're gonna end the show, but it's not over. Trust me, the after party sometimes really is better than the live stream. And so go out there and have some fun. Today's Friday, so I'll see you guys Monday, and we have the whole weekend. So go out there, have some fun, fly, and come back and tell us all about it Monday. So thank you again. I'm going to be ending the stream. Let me hit the end button here, end the stream, and see you guys next week.